Welcome back. This video will carry on with the story from the last one. In his muddled mind, voices kept popping up. Run, run out, run. He trembled as he looked up at her. Callista smiled and said to him, "You're right, you didn't act. So long has passed, my goal has been achieved." After saying this, she sat back down on the chair, watching him with composure. Was it salvation? Unfortunately, he could no longer think clearly. Callista watched his hesitant appearance and asked, "What? Don't want to leave yet?" He felt as if he had been granted a reprieve from death, dragging his battered body as he scrambled to his feet. His balance was gone, causing him to stumble and fall several times, but he struggled to rise again, desperately running for the exit. Perhaps in his frantic haste, he failed to notice the brief, mocking smile that flickered across Callista's lips as he dashed past her, a smile that vanished almost as quickly as it appeared. Once more, her expression returned to its cold, emotionless mask. By the flickering candlelight, her gaze shifted, resting solely on the clock on the wall. Outside was a dense forest, and he ran along the path, branches snagging his tattered, blood-stained clothes, grass blades scraping his wounds. The light ahead was bright, and he was about to run out of the forest. The wall clock continued ticking, and Callista silently counted. 3, 2, 1. A scream came from outside, then gradually weakened. 7:30. It wasn't salvation, but the final game of a demon. Heaven will forgive you. But she won't allow him to reach the heaven. If he wished for death, she would torment him, making him live. If he began to yearn for life, that would be the moment of death. Callista, seated in the chair, began to laugh. At first, it was a restrained, chest-rattling chuckle. But soon it grew into an unrestrained, booming laughter. Tears glistened at the corners of her eyes, yet she seemed utterly unaware of them. The hospital remained noisy, though it was a far cry from the cheerful clamor of a carnival. This was a cacophony of pained groans, helpless wails, and prayers more sincere than any spoken in a church. On one of the beds lay a woman, her frail, slender hand resting on the white blanket. Her lashes, delicate like butterfly wings, cast shadows on her pale cheeks. Sunlight bathed her skin, which glowed with an unhealthy, pallid whiteness. Her eyelashes fluttered, and her hazel eyes slowly opened. The middle-aged woman standing by, who was on the phone with someone, noticed the movement on the bed and quickly approached. "Callie, you're awake?" Callista did not respond. Her eyes still held traces of coldness as she stared at the white ceiling, a hint of confusion clouding her gaze. Where was she? Callista furrowed her brows, wanting to sit up, but froze the moment she lifted her hand. These were a pair of unblemished hands without a single scar. But she had clearly perished in the flames. How could hands charred to ash be restored to such a state? Callista instinctively raised her hand to touch her face, even without a mirror. She could feel the smooth skin beneath her fingertips. Callista pinched her fingers, feeling a clear sensation of pain spreading upward. Her amber pupils suddenly dilated. "Callie, what's wrong with you?" Leora, standing beside her, watched Callista's strange movements and waved a hand in front of her. Callista followed the waving hand upward with her gaze. She saw a completely unfamiliar middle-aged woman. Callista's gaze froze. She felt as if she was experiencing something absurd, or perhaps a more realistic strange dream.